Ladies and gentlemen, life is far too short to spend time worrying about who likes you. Let me tell you, the world is filled with people who will have an opinion about you, your choices, your path. But if you spend your days chasing approval, you'll lose sight of the one thing that truly matters, your own vision and purpose. Today, I want to remind you of the power that lies in not seeking validation from others. Let me tell you something you may not want to hear, but need to hear. Your worth is not dependent on anyone else's opinion of you. Too many people spend their entire lives chasing approval, desperately seeking validation from others in hopes of feeling like they matter. But here's the truth. No one has the right to define your value unless you give them that power. You see, when you base your self-worth on others' perceptions, you're putting yourself in a position of constant vulnerability. You are at the mercy of their moods, their judgments, their ever-changing opinions. And what happens when their approval slips away? What happens when they don't notice you, when they criticize you, or when they simply don't care? Suddenly your sense of self-worth crumbles because it was never in your hands in the first place. Imagine waking up every day and living for someone else's approval. Your actions, your words, your very existence would be shaped by what you believe others expect from you. You'd find yourself playing a role, adjusting who you are, changing your voice, or holding back your true feelings. All because you're waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough. But what if I told you that the moment you stop seeking approval from others, that's the moment you begin to truly live? You have dreams, ambitions, and goals that are uniquely yours. These are your gifts, your calling, your purpose. You are not placed on this earth to live according to the rules and expectations of others. You were placed here to follow your heart, to embrace your passion, and to make an impact in your own way. But the moment you look to someone else for validation, you give them control over your dreams. You give them the power to dictate whether you succeed or fail, whether you move forward or stay stuck. Here's the thing, you don't need permission to be who you are. You don't need to seek approval from the crowd to chase after what sets your soul on fire. The world doesn't get to decide how far you go or what you're capable of. Only you can decide that. And once you release yourself from the prison of needing validation, you unlock a freedom you've never experienced before. You stop asking, do they like me? Do they approve of my choices? And instead you start asking, what's my next step? What do I want to accomplish today? You see, the greatest success in life comes when you realize that the only opinion that matters is your own. When you stop measuring your value based on others' expectations, you begin to make decisions that are aligned with your purpose, your values, and your vision for the future. You begin to take ownership of your life and your choices. And that's where the magic happens. The truth is, the moment you stop living for the approval of others is the moment you start living on your own terms. It's the moment you free yourself to be who you were always meant to be, to chase the dreams you were born to chase, and to achieve greatness on your own terms. You are not defined by anyone else. You are defined by your own courage, your own actions, and your own unwavering belief in your potential. And when you finally let go of the need for approval, you'll see that the world opens up to you in ways you never thought possible. Let me tell you something that might be hard to accept, but it's the truth. Not everyone will like you. In fact, some people won't like you no matter what you do. And guess what? That's perfectly fine. You don't need everyone's approval, and it's not your job to make sure everyone is happy with you. When you try to make everyone like you, you begin to lose yourself. You spread yourself thin, trying to be someone you're not, and in the process, you water down the very essence of who you are. The reality is, people have different values, different perspectives, and different priorities. What one person finds admirable, another might find irritating. You can't control that. But here's what you can control: your own actions, your own authenticity, and your own sense of purpose. It's a waste of energy to chase after the approval of those who are never going to accept you for who you are. If you're always seeking to please everyone, you're never going to fully step into your true self. You'll always be adjusting, changing, and second-guessing yourself in an attempt to fit into molds that were never meant for you. And the worst part? You'll end up dissatisfied, drained, and feeling like you've lost the most important part of yourself, the real, unapologetic you. The truth is, the people who are meant for you, the ones who resonate with your vision, your passion, and your values, will be drawn to you. Not because you're trying to win their approval, but because you're being authentic. When you stop pretending to be something you're not, you start attracting the people who truly appreciate you for who you are, not for the image you put on. And that's when you build the kind of relationships that are real, lasting, and meaningful. You have a unique story, a unique perspective, and a unique contribution to make. And guess what? Not everyone is going to understand or appreciate it, but that's okay. Your job is not to convince everyone that you're worthy. Your job is to show up as your true self and trust that the right people will recognize your worth. The moment you let go of the need to be liked by everyone, you free yourself to live your life fully. You no longer have to hide parts of yourself to fit in. You can let go of the fear of rejection and stop worrying about who's in or out of your circle. Understand this. The people who love and accept you for who you are will be the ones who matter. The people who judge you, criticize you, or turn their backs on you were never meant to be in your life in the first place. And that's okay too. There's no need to waste time or energy on relationships that drain you. Life is too short to try and please everyone. Instead, focus on the people who see your value, who cheer you on, and who accept you as you are. Be unapologetically you. Stop dimming your light to fit into someone else's world. You don't need to change who you are to be loved or accepted. The right people will find their way to you and they'll stay. And when that happens, you'll know you've found something real, something that's built on authenticity, not on the fragile foundation of approval. So let go of the need to please everyone. Be yourself, and the right people will be drawn to you. That's where true connection happens, and that's where your true power lies. When you get caught up in what others think, you risk losing focus on what's truly important, your purpose. The opinions of others can be so loud, so distracting, that they drown out the voice of your own dreams, your own vision. But let me remind you of something. The most extraordinary success stories we know today were born not from people who listened to every critic or tried to please everyone around them. No, they were born from people who had a clear purpose and relentlessly pursued it, no matter what anyone said. Your purpose is what keeps you moving forward when the road gets tough. It's the fire that fuels your passion, the compass that guides you through confusion and adversity. When you are grounded in your purpose, the noise of other people's opinions becomes just that, noise. It doesn't matter how loud the critics get or how much they try to pull you off course. Your purpose will always be your North Star, leading you back to the path you were meant to walk. Think about it for a moment. Every obstacle you've overcome, every setback you've faced, was only made possible by your ability to focus on your purpose. When you know what you're meant to do, when you are crystal clear about your mission, the opinions of others don't have the power to derail you. Sure, they may try to shake your confidence or make you second-guess yourself, but your purpose is stronger than that. It's like the wind in your sails that keeps you moving forward even when the seas are rough. The problem arises when you start to shift your focus to the opinions of others. When you start making decisions based on what others think you should do or how they think you should behave, you lose your way. You become a passenger in your own life, letting other people steer the ship. And that's no way to live. You were not put on this earth to follow someone else's blueprint. You were put here to follow your own, to create your own path, and to blaze your own trail. Your purpose is the most personal thing you have. It is your mission in life, your reason for getting up in the morning. And when you know that, when you are connected to that, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Their opinions are irrelevant compared to the mission you've set out to accomplish. The people who will matter most in your life are the ones who support your purpose, who encourage you to stay true to it, and who help you stay focused on the bigger picture. When you focus on your purpose, everything else falls into place. Your priorities become clear, you stop wasting time on things that don't serve your mission, you begin to make decisions that are aligned with your purpose, which means you start moving forward with intention. And the more you focus on your purpose, the less you'll be bothered by the opinions and judgments of others. Their approval won't matter because you'll know, deep down, that you are living your truth. So let me ask you, what's your purpose? What is the vision that excites you, that drives you, that fills you with passion? When you have clarity on that, you'll find the strength to block out the distractions, ignore the critics, and stay focused on what truly matters. Your purpose is the key to unlocking everything you want in life. When you focus on it, the rest of the world will fade into the background and success will naturally follow. There's a dangerous trap many people fall into, and it's one that robs them of their self-worth, allowing someone else's words to shape how they see themselves. You've probably heard it before. Someone criticizes you, belittles your dreams, or questions your abilities, and suddenly you start doubting yourself. You wonder if they're right. You question whether you're good enough, whether you deserve success, or whether you can ever reach the heights you've set for yourself. But here's what you need to understand. Your self-worth is not determined by anyone else's words. It is determined by your actions. The truth is, no matter what anyone says about you, those words do not define who you are. Only you can define that. And the way you define it is through the actions you take and the courage you show in the face of challenges. It's so easy to get caught up in the noise. People will always have opinions. They'll tell you what you should be doing, how you should be living, what you should be pursuing. But let me remind you, their words do not change your worth. When you let someone else's opinion dictate your self-presentation, you're handing over control of your life to them. You're letting someone else decide if you are worthy of success, of happiness, of fulfillment. And that's a dangerous game to play. Why? Because the world is full of critics, doubters, and people who don't understand your journey. If you listen to them, you'll be constantly swayed, constantly uncertain of your path. The truth is, your worth is not determined by what others say about you. It's determined by what you do. It's determined by the actions you take day after day to move closer to your goals. It's determined by your willingness to keep going even when the road is tough. Self-worth comes from within. It's about showing up for yourself, even when no one else is watching. It's about putting in the work when no one believes in you. It's about getting back up after every failure, learning from it, and trying again. That is what shapes your self-worth, not the passing judgments of others. So stop letting someone else's words dictate your progress. Don't let their doubts become your reality. Instead, focus on what you can control, your actions. Every time you take a step toward your goals, every time you push through a challenge, you reinforce your own worth. You build confidence, you prove to yourself that you are capable, and you create a life that reflects your true potential. Let your actions speak louder than anyone else's words. Let your results tell the story of who you are and what you're capable of. When you do this, you'll find that the opinions of others don't matter as much. You'll realize that your true value is not in how others perceive you, but in the work you put in, the effort you give, and the commitment you have to your own growth. So don't be swayed by the critics. Don't let their words hold power over you. Instead, take consistent action toward your goals. Build your self-worth through your achievements, and let your results speak for themselves. In the end, that's all that really matters. It's easy to get caught up in the judgments of others. We all have experienced it. People pointing fingers, making assumptions, and offering opinions about who we are or what we're doing. But let me share something with you that can change the way you handle judgment. When people judge you, it's usually because they don't understand you. They don't know your journey, your struggles, your dreams, or your purpose. They see only a small piece of the picture, a snapshot of a moment, and from that they draw conclusions. But the truth is their judgment doesn't tell you anything about who you really are. It tells you everything about their own limitations. People often judge out of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of what's different, or fear of what they themselves haven't had the courage to pursue. And instead of facing their own fears and insecurities, they project them onto others. So when they look at you, they don't see a person with goals and dreams. They see someone who threatens the comfort of their own limitations. They see someone who's daring to do what they haven't been able to do, and so they try to tear you down in order to elevate their own sense of security. But this isn't your problem, it's theirs. You must understand that the judgment you face has nothing to do with your worth and everything to do with the person doing the judging. When people criticize you, it's often not because they see you clearly, but because they are projecting their own fears, doubts, and insecurities onto you. They're uncomfortable with what you represent: change, progress, and the courage to be different. They want to hold you back, to make you conform to the box they've put themselves in. But here's the truth: that's not your responsibility to carry. You don't need to internalize their judgments or let them dictate how you move forward. It's tempting to get caught up in the opinions of others, especially when they come from people close to us. But remember, your journey is yours alone. You have a vision for your life, and no one else can fully understand that vision unless they're walking in your shoes. And even then, they might not fully grasp it. Your purpose is personal, and it doesn't need to be validated by anyone but you. The only thing that matters is that you keep moving forward. When you face judgment, let it roll off your back and keep your focus where it belongs, on your goals, your dreams, and your vision for the future. Don't let the small-mindedness of others slow you down. Let them think what they want. Their opinions don't shape your reality, and they don't define your success. Your job is to keep building the life you envision, step by step. You're not here to live by someone else's standards or to gain their approval. You're here to fulfill your purpose, to chase your dreams, and to make an impact on the world in your unique way. So when you encounter judgment, understand it for what it is: a reflection of the other person's limitations, not yours. Let it fuel you, not defeat you. Keep your head high, your heart strong, and your vision clear. Keep moving forward, and let your success be the proof of what you're truly capable of. The rest is just noise. Here's a truth that might hit you hard, but it's something you need to embrace. You can't please everyone, so why try? The constant chase for approval is a fool's errand. It's like trying to fill a bucket that has holes in it. You can pour all the effort, time, and energy you want into it, but no matter how much you give, there's always going to be someone dissatisfied. There will always be someone who thinks you could have done more, who believes you should have said something different, or who thinks you should have made another choice. But here's the thing: you can't control that. You can't control how others feel about you, how they perceive you, or how they judge your actions. So, why waste your time trying? Instead of draining yourself trying to meet everyone's expectations, take a step back and ask yourself, what are my values? What do I stand for? What is the vision I have for my life? When you focus on aligning your decisions with your values, on doing what feels right for you, you stop bending over backward to meet the ever-changing demands of others. You free yourself from the burden of their expectations. And the beauty of that is, when you start living for yourself, you'll attract the people who truly understand and appreciate you for who you are, not for who you're trying to be. Think about it. The most fulfilled, successful people in the world didn't get to where they are by trying to please everyone around them. They didn't get to the top by second-guessing every decision they made to ensure no one would ever be upset. No, they made decisions based on their own vision, their own dreams, and their own values, and as a result, they built lives that were authentic, powerful, and meaningful. It wasn't about gaining everyone's approval. It was about living with integrity and commitment to what mattered most to them. And that is what attracted the right people into their lives. People who respected them for being true to themselves, not for trying to fit into some mold that others had created for them. At the end of the day, the only person you can control is you. You can't control how others respond to your choices, your actions, or your success. And that's okay. In fact, that's the freedom you need. Your responsibility is to live with purpose, to make decisions that honor your values, and to move forward in the direction of your dreams. The rest, that's out of your hands. You can't please everyone, and you shouldn't try. The people who matter, the ones who are meant to be in your life, will respect you for the person you are, not for the person you try to be to fit into their expectations. So stop wasting energy on trying to fill an endless bucket of others' opinions. Instead, invest that energy in building a life that reflects who you truly are. When you live according to your values, you'll find the peace, the fulfillment, and the success you've been searching for. It's your life to live. Don't let others' expectations drain you. Make it count and the right people will find their way to you. There's an incredible freedom that comes when you stop worrying about who likes you. The moment you stop chasing the approval of others, you give yourself the greatest gift, permission to be the authentic version of yourself. It's liberating, isn't it? You no longer have to contort yourself into someone you're not, just to fit into someone else's idea of what you should be. Instead, you step into your own skin, fully embracing who you are, with all your quirks, your flaws, your strengths, and your dreams. And here's the beautiful thing that happens when you do that. You begin to attract the right people. You see, when you're authentic, you align with your true self, your values, your mission, your spirit. And when you're aligned with your true self, the right people start to show up in your life. These are the people who resonate with who you truly are, not the mask you've been wearing. They see the real you and they respect you for it. They respect you for your courage to be authentic, for your willingness to stand tall in your own truth, and for your commitment to living a life that's aligned with your purpose. The beauty of authenticity is that it attracts the people who are meant to be in your life. These are the people who understand you, who appreciate you, and who will support you as you continue on your journey. They will not expect you to be someone you're not. In fact, they will encourage you to be even more of who you are. They won't try to make you shrink to fit their expectations. Instead, they will celebrate your uniqueness and cheer you on as you continue to grow into the fullest expression of yourself. But here's the flip side. When you try to be someone you're not, when you wear a mask to fit in or seek the approval of others, you attract the wrong people. You attract people who are only interested in the image you're projecting, not the real you. They may praise you for what you do, but they won't truly respect who you are. And eventually, this wears you down. Pretending to be someone you're not takes energy. It's exhausting. And the more you do it, the further you drift from your true self. Now, I'm not saying you should disregard everyone else's opinions entirely, but when you stop seeking approval, you put yourself in a position to surround yourself with people who truly see you. The right people will respect you for who you are, not for who you try to be. They will celebrate your wins with you, encourage you when you face setbacks, and support you as you chase your dreams. These are the people who will walk alongside you in life, not because of what you've done for them or what image you've created, but because they see the real value in who you are at your core. So let go of the need to be liked by everyone. Stop shrinking to fit into someone else's expectations. Step into the fullness of who you are and watch how the right people will show up in your life. They will respect you for your authenticity, your courage, and your unwavering commitment to being true to yourself. And when that happens, you will finally understand that the only approval you ever needed was your own. There's one thing that holds so many of us back from achieving what we truly desire, and that's the fear of rejection. We've all experienced it. The moment you put yourself out there, take a chance, or pursue an opportunity, only to be met with rejection, it stings, doesn't it? It makes you question whether you're good enough, whether you have what it takes, or whether it's even worth trying again. But let me share something powerful with you. Rejection is not the end. It's not a reflection of your value. Rejection is simply a redirection. It's life telling you that this particular person, place, or opportunity isn't meant for you. And that's okay. The problem is, so many of us let that fear of rejection control us. We worry about what others will think, about whether we'll be accepted, or if we'll be judged for putting ourselves out there. So we shrink back, we play it safe. We hesitate to take risks because we're afraid of hearing no or facing a rejection. But let me tell you something. The more you fear rejection, the more you will hold yourself back from the very things that could lead you to success. The more you avoid the possibility of being rejected, the less you'll be willing to take the risks that are necessary to achieve greatness. Here's the truth. Every great achievement in life is preceded by risk and rejection. Think about it. The world's most successful people didn't get to where they are by staying comfortable or avoiding rejection. They got there by taking risks, by stepping into the unknown, and yes, by facing rejection time and time again. But instead of letting rejection stop them, they used it as fuel. They didn't take it personally. They didn't let it define them. Instead, they used it to redirect their focus, to learn and to grow. Rejection was simply a signpost pointing them towards something better, something more aligned with their purpose. If you want to accomplish anything great in this life, you must come to terms with rejection. It is part of the process. It's not a sign that you're not good enough. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's just part of the journey. The people who succeed are the ones who don't let rejection knock them down. They get up, they learn from it, and they keep moving forward. They know that rejection is not the opposite of success. It's part of the road to success. So stop letting the fear of rejection control your actions. Don't let it keep you from going after what you want. Understand that rejection is not a reflection of your value. It's simply a sign that you need to keep going, to keep searching, to keep striving. Embrace it, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Because on the other side of rejection is success. Every no you encounter is one step closer to a yes. So go after what you want. Take the risks, face the fear, and never let the fear of rejection hold you back from living the life you were meant to live. Confidence is not some trait that you're born with. It's not something that magically appears one day. It's something you build. It's a muscle that gets stronger with every decision you make, every challenge you face, and every time you choose to trust yourself. And let me tell you, one of the fastest ways to build that confidence is by accepting a simple truth. You don't need anyone's approval to live your life. You don't need permission to be who you are, to follow your dreams, or to stand tall in your own truth. And when you live authentically, when you embrace who you really are, that's when the magic happens. You stop worrying about what others think. You stop trying to mold yourself into someone you're not just to fit someone else's expectations. And when you stop that, you start to trust yourself more. You start to trust your decisions. You stop second-guessing every move you make. You stop waiting for someone else's approval because you realize that your worth doesn't come from others. It comes from you, from within. Think about it. Every time you make a decision based on what you believe, based on your values and your own vision, you're building confidence. Every time you stay true to yourself, even when it's difficult, you're strengthening that inner belief in your own abilities. Confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting that even when you don't have all the answers, you'll figure it out. It's about trusting yourself enough to keep moving forward, even in the face of uncertainty. And here's the thing. When you live authentically, when you stop seeking validation from others, your confidence grows exponentially. You stop doubting yourself because you know that no one else can tell you what's right for you. You become your own source of validation. Your confidence becomes rooted in the fact that you're living in alignment with your own values, your own beliefs, and your own goals, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Confidence is built by doing the hard things, by facing fears, by stepping into situations where you don't know what's going to happen, but trusting yourself enough to take the next step anyway. Every time you stay true to yourself in the face of external pressures or judgments, you reinforce the belief that you are enough, that you are capable. And as you do this, your confidence becomes unshakable because it's no longer dependent on what anyone else says or does. So stop looking for approval from others. Stop measuring your worth by the opinions of those around you. Instead, look within. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. When you live authentically, when you stop pretending to be someone you're not, your confidence will naturally grow. It will become a reflection of your true self. And that confidence will carry you through every challenge, every setback, and every success. Because confidence doesn't come from external validation. It comes from living in alignment with who you truly are. And once you've built that foundation, there's nothing that can shake it. At the end of the day, there is only one approval that truly matters, and that's your own. Think about that for a moment. How many of us spend so much of our lives seeking approval from others? We seek validation from friends, family, colleagues, even strangers on social media. We mold our decisions based on what we think others will approve of, what they will like, or what they will expect from us. But here's the truth, none of that matters. The only approval you truly need is the approval that comes from within. Ask yourself, do I approve of who I am becoming? Do I feel proud of the work I'm doing? Am I taking consistent steps toward my vision, toward the person I'm striving to be? If your answer is yes, then nothing else matters. When you live in alignment with your own values, your own dreams, and your own goals, you begin to understand that seeking approval from anyone else is a waste of energy. The only person who can truly change your life, the only person who has the power to define your success is you. It's easy to get caught up in the opinions of others. It's easy to worry about whether people like what you're doing or whether they approve of the path you're on. But the truth is, their opinions are just that, opinions. They don't define your worth. They don't shape your future. Only you can do that. And when you give yourself permission to approve of yourself, to be proud of the work you're doing, and to know deep down that you're moving toward your vision, you free yourself from the weight of external expectations. Here's the real power in this. When you stop seeking approval from others, you unlock the ability to make decisions based on what's best for you. You stop questioning yourself, second-guessing every move, or wondering if you're on the right path. You begin to trust yourself more because you know that you are the one in control. You are the one who has the power to shape your future, and you are the one who gets to decide whether you are proud of the life you are creating. This isn't about being selfish or disregarding the needs of others. It's about understanding that the foundation of a truly successful and fulfilling life starts with self-approval. When you are at peace with who you are, when you approve of the person you've become, you are free to move forward with confidence without being held back by fear or doubt. And when you live in this way, you'll attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances in your life. So the next time you find yourself looking for someone else's approval, stop and ask yourself, do I approve of the direction I'm heading? Do I believe in the work I'm doing? If you can answer yes, then you have everything you need. The only approval you will ever need is your own, because when you approve of yourself, you unlock the power to create a life that is truly your own. And that is where real success begins. I want to leave you with this. Stop wasting time worrying about who likes you. The people who matter will be there because they see you for who you truly are. The people who don't matter, let them go. Free yourself from their expectations and focus on your own growth. Live for your vision, not for validation. And most importantly, never forget that the only person who needs to like you is you.